A good look there at the business. Let's talk some trading and let's look at the big rally in stocks as the S&P passes 6,000. I think one of the first times I heard that number was from Mr. Alan Nutman, Chief Market Strategist at BullseyeOption.com. Regular here in the mornings, bringing us the bullish energy. You son of a bull, you did it, Alan.
Yeah, a little optimism. No, 6,300 is the...
Credit to you. You were putting 6K on our radar earlier this year.
I put that a long time ago, but 6,300 is the technical target from the drop we had in August on those old highs. So we're almost there. We're getting there. But I'm here more for therapy today. Not for my therapy, but for everyone else's therapy.
Okay. I think everybody's happy. Their stocks are at all-time highs.
They've got to be happy, but people have been through the meat grinder mentally. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'm about how the market's going to move, not why the market's going to move. I know you have to talk about why the market's doing what it's doing.
Right. But we make an exception when you're here.
The focus is how is the market going to move? And we are in a momentum market, and nothing's changed from that standpoint. This has just been a blow-off, a market melt-up, and, good days are here. But this is not something that was unexpected.
Sure.
All of the fundamentals are there, and all the technicals are all there. So to pick otherwise is not probably a good vocation.
Yeah, no, totally. I get it. We were talking this morning. I'm so curious to see that half the analyst community is still neutral on Cisco, still neutral on Palantir. It's like these analysts don't have respect for price. We think about the why.
Price. How many times do we talk about price? Okay.
Yeah.
But really, the main reason I'm here is because of Tesla. Okay. And the naysayers, the naysayers on the Tesla. Okay. We've had this conversation about how the market was moving in the price pattern that we saw. When it made a bottom, I saw the bullish divergence that I come on here and talk about all the time, where it made new lows but not new highs and implied volatility. That was a sign of a sentiment shift.
You said several times buy the dip in Tesla. I remember asking you specifically about Tesla.
It made the same bottom that Apple did. And we had conversation after conversation about how it had the exact same price performance that Apple did. Now, I had no idea what the catalyst was going to be. There was no way I was going to play three-dimensional chess and figure out that Elon Musk was going to partner with Donald Trump and all of a sudden become a MAGA guy, and that was going to boost his company. But think about the finances. Okay, he invested $130 million in MAGA.
Right.
And he made $50 billion in market cap.
How do you mean? Well, okay. All right. Well, hold on. The stock went up $50 billion in market cap. But to your point, this is a fun place.
That's a pretty good investment.
For sure.
I don't care what your politics are. That is one of the greatest investments in the world.
But he didn't make $50 billion. The stock went up $50 billion.
Okay, but we'll see how much his net worth is.
Sure, for 100%.
You want to squibble?
It's gonna go up.
You want to squibble over $40 billion versus $50 billion?
Right. Okay. Well, this is where your theory is fun, though, because I actually like this about markets, where sometimes you get into this very philosophical situation where you go, well, price told us that a trend was developing.
Right.
And this is a fun one because this wasn't like earnings or something that's naturally on the calendar or profit. This was like an outside exogenous force.
But he did have good earnings. The sentiment had gotten so negative, and you could see that. I can't talk about the indicator of using bullish divergence enough. Bullish divergence is implied volatility, right? So you're measuring implied volatility. When a stock makes new lows, there should be extreme fear, and the volatility should be higher than it has been before.
Right.
So if you're making new lows and you're not seeing extreme fear, then that's a sign of a mental sentiment shift that the shorts are running out of strength. And that's exactly what happened. I don't need to know why. And, but you could see that. And it's not me thinking, because when I think, I get in trouble. I trade what I see. And that's kind of the moral of the story today is trade what you see, because we've been seeing the same thing. Yes, we have fear of heights. We have, so many other fears of things. And
But you generally take because you did this, the trades that you generally put on are the in-the-money calls. And your general...
That's just the vehicle I use.
Right, your preferred vehicle. And you usually get out once it doubles, right?
It's 100% or whatever.
So when you're thinking about trades like Tesla, Riot, Marathon, a few of the Bitcoin-related trades you did.
And for me, it's about risk-reward, too. I'm not the guy that jumps on NVIDIA when it was at its highs. It did pull back, and we talked about how that has better risk-reward. So I'm just trying to get people to get in a better mental space, because I know how hard trading is, and I know how your mind can just play games with yourself, and you just get beat up mentally. But there's always opportunity. It's very simple if you get into it. Trading's not that hard. Making money is not hard. Keeping the money is what's hard, because you start thinking too much, and there's emotion involved. And that's what I like about this channel, that you guys try and lessen the emotion.
We appreciate that.
You try lessen the emotion. But I was going to say, I want $1 for every time I've said something and you go, but.
Well, okay.
But earnings. But
Let's talk Schlumberger.
Yield. Okay, let's talk Schlumberger.
Yeah, SLB. Why you're just looking for stocks basically they're still close to lows that you think can replicate what we just saw with all these other rips.
That's the same thing. If you look at the price pattern of Schlumberger, it made new lows here recently. Obviously, we've got this energy equation that we don't know how it's going to be answered. But guess, if you look at the price performance, that's how we can answer the question.
Okay.
And the price performance is a double bottom here. It's been trading between 40 and 45 for 3 months. Breakout target's 50. A breakout of that range between 40 and 50 for 8 months. That target's 60. So so what I'm looking at here is an in-the-money option. I see that bullish divergence.
Okay.
In fact, it made new lows, but not new highs and implied volatility. Okay, that's a sign of a sentiment shift that the short sellers may be done for a while. And a modest move in these stocks produce big gains in the right options. And that's why I use that limited risk, lose no sleep strategy here with this. So looking at the 40 call, trading for about $5.50 right now. It's $4 in the money. It's got 4 months of time. And if we just get to 50, the option, doubles in value.
Right.
So again,
that's your rule of thumb, right? That's usually when you take some profit.
Right. That's what I try to do, and it leaves a lot of money on the table. We did this with Palantir, and I think I got out at 32. Mm-hmm. How am I feeling now?
Riot, Mara, did you get out of the blockchainers, or are you going to ride it more?
Oh no, I still think there's more upside. 90,000 is the target on Bitcoin.
Okay.
It traded between 50 and 70, so the target's 90. So I just follow my money management. Again, 100% is where I look to get out of half my positions, but hopefully people, my optimism wins.
Optimism
attitude.
prevails, always.
Optimism wins attitude.
Stocks go up.
Even if you didn't make a whole lot of money last week, we still have huge opportunities ahead of us. And best part is I think we're going to have less binary type market moves to worry about. We can trade what we see instead of what we think.
Beautiful. All right, stocks rallying this morning with the exception of tech. Bullseye option, putting the bull into it. Thanks, Alan.
Bull market genius.
Okay. Everybody's a genius in a bull market, don't they say?
That's the joke. That's why I say that.
Chief Market Strategist, bullseyeoption.com. Wait, are you changing to Bullseye Genius? I like that. All right, when we come back, let's talk some cartoons.